Well, all right. After some super high-tech calculations, mathematicians, and superficial aggravations, I came up with my plan. I have the measurements. I have the distance of where I want things, where I want the reverse light and the tail light. Once I got that figured out, I transferred it over to a pattern. My next step is to get a hold of some high-tech scissors and with major non-complications, cut these sections out where the tail light and the reverse light's going to go. Then go over here to the roll pan, not rocker panel, the roll pan. Tape it down. I'm going to use the blue tape first because I know from past experience this doesn't leave behind a sticky glue. This one might, but I'm going to put this one on top of the blue tape so I won't have any trouble seeing my marks. So that goes on next. High-tech cutting after that. And then we'll go from there. Alrighty, all that fancy dancy work there. Got the pattern all cut out, put in place. Use the level as a gauge to let me know where I start my edge. So I'll be able to do that over here, the same thing, and have the same results on both sides. At least that's what we're shooting for. I decided, instead of going round, which I originally had planned, I was afraid that they're not going to come out all the same. So I just made me a guide. And I'll just put it in place and trace around it on both sides. And we'll see how that comes out. Well, all right. There we go. Both sides marked out. Measured at least 3 times. Made it where they are the same on both sides. Let's see if I can focus in a little bit better here for you. You notice there's difference in masking tape here. Well, that's because I wasn't happy with my first line. So I put a new piece of tape over it and redo my lines. That way I guaranteed to get the results I wanted. That's pretty much how I made it the same on both sides. And measured before the cut. One other thing I've learned from this, because I'm not trying to be a professional, claim I'm being a professional or nothing, but on this pattern, when I got it put up there, taped up into place, and I go to make my marks, I noticed that your marks will change when you hold your pin at different angles. So one thing you want to be cautious about if you go to do this kind of job is pay attention to your angles of your pen. Second thing of all, a regular ink pen, I noticed on this masking tape, I get a little bit of line, go dead, and then go back to making marks on the line again. So there was parts that didn't have ink mark on it. But with this Sharpie permanent marker, extra fine, man, it was perfect. It didn't skip a beat. I got this one at Dollar General. Most places have Dollar Generals buy them. I'm sure there's a Dollar Tree that has them. Maybe even Walmart probably has them. But they're easy to get, cheap too. So like I said, measured 3 or 4 times. Getting ready to do the cut now. I also made notes to myself to make sure I stay on track to cut a smidget in between the lines, mostly on the curved lines, because I have this pattern I made. I can come back and fine cut and keep them pretty close to the same, I believe. So All that's left now is cutting. Alright, ready for the cut? This video is not sponsored by 7-Up, but I'll drink one anyway. Don't forget, face shield saves eyes. I'm not going to do a bunch of film, or I should say videoing of making the cuts. Just do a little bit of the tools I use so you get understanding what I do and how I did it. Alrighty, well, I was going to show more video on how I was cutting these pieces out, but my Dremel went dead. Battery needs to be charged. So I'll finish these up off camera, and the next video we'll be seeing the roll pan flipped over and installing the lights. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications so you'll get to see that. Don't forget, customizing means make it your own, so get out there and make your project your own. And if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. See ya.